You said you've been in hella situationships. First one, I thought it was just like a one-time thing, and then you mentioned, I think, 2 more women. How many situationships have you been in?
One too fucking many. I've lost count.
How many? Okay, no, the real. I've been wanting to ask this, but I didn't. I kind of felt like it was kind of personal. How many? Because you're only 25. You're still young, my dude. How many real relationships have you been in?
That I consider real, were to the point where it's like been over a year and all that. Because to me, anything under a year, you're a situationship. I don't care what anybody wants to call it. If you're under a year, you're a situationship.
I respect that.
To be real, I want to say like 4. I was single for like 3 years and all that, and like during those 3 years, I kind of just had situationships, or I guess I had my whole phase, is what you would call it, you know, where I was just like, okay, I was going out exploring things with like girls and all that.
Okay. So how old were you when you had your very first relationship?
Oh. Honestly, I want to say your puppy love is your first relationship, because that's somebody that like you always think about. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not gonna lie, as fucked up as it sounds, like to this day, like I don't think about them like that, but I'm like, damn, I wonder what happened to them. Mm-hmm. Just because it's like the first time you experience actually feeling something for someone.
How old were you?
But I was 13. It was actually the person I had lost my virginity to. That's why. So that's why maybe I'm like, I was 13.
Get it.
Holy shit. You know, I'll probably beat my brother's ass. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the oldest of 6, and 3 of them are boys. If Uzi told me that, I'd be like, what the 14. Fuck? Bro, that's so young.
I know.
That's like so young. Yeah, like, did you even think about it?
What was happening?
Like, you didn't even get to enjoy that shit. Like, that's crazy. But, you know, I'm so sorry. We getting off topic. But, yeah, that's wild. But that's what's up. That's great. So what's your body count, if you don't mind me asking? Is it above 10? Above 20?
Face.
Yeah. How'd you
know, for personal reasons, I will plead the 5th on that. I will plead. I will plead for that.
Damn. I do the same thing. That's none of no one's business.
Period. I fuck with that. That's
do you keep track?
What was that?
Do you keep track?
Yeah.
Yes, bro, I'm giving you an air high five right now.
Yeah, I think.
You got stars next to like the best ones.
Nah. But you think of them, like, if it was that good, you'll be like, oh shit, like, you remember that one time, like, you know, there's been times where I'm like, okay, like, in the past, obviously, but there's been times where I was like, okay, I've thought about that person in the past and I hit them up. Sometimes it worked where I hit them up and it happened again, but there was times where, you know, they had a man and I was like, I respect it. What's the worst somebody could say no, you hitting them up? No? I'll take a no.
Oh, good. So you're not, like, salty when it comes to rejection?
Nah. At the end of the day, everybody, I don't know. I feel like my confidence is pretty good. And I feel like women love that. Women love a guy. This is a tip for guys. Women love a guy with confidence. Mm-hmm. There's been times, obviously not too much, but there's been times where I've talked so confident about myself to a woman that the woman has actually gotten the curiosity and been like, all right, I'm going to give this guy a chance, see how it goes. And, you know, they liked it. They stuck around and all that. But it just depends how you bring yourself. Don't bring yourself so cocky, but give yourself confidence enough to the point where a girl will go out of their way and be like, I'm willing to give this guy an opportunity to see how they are. But if you're going to make yourself look that good, make sure you're really about it and all bark, no bite.
Yourself.
Yeah.
What do you gotta say? I know you have something to say.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just you do. Of course, a girl loves a man with confidence, but not too much.
What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Fuck yes, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what's up. It's Gemini gang in this bitch.
But you know what? I've always heard that people always say Geminis are like two-faced and all that, but I don't think I'm two-faced. Like, if I don't like something about you, I'm gonna be straight up honest. I'll be blunt, whether it hurts you or not. Like, I always tell my friends,
it's out of love.
If that bitch ain't right for you, if she ain't right, I'm gonna be honest about it. Or if I've been with that girl like before, like, I'll be honest about it. Like, yo, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and you date a whole woman that I was with.
That's crazy. But how
like, I'll always be honest and blunt. I've had homies that have knew I had piped a girl and still went out of their way and like, you know.
Have you ever?
Did you go after one of your homies?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like my homies would like. I had maybe like one or two girls where my homies were like, oh, "This girl was cool," and the temptation in me like kind of got to me, and like
That's
you know.
crazy. That is so wild. So you pulled both of the girls? God damn. So was it worth it?
Yeah. Was it worth it? Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have homies that we joke around like Eskimo bros type things, but because we literally have been with girls, we've been with the same girl, pretty much. But we ended up finding out about it till later on.
Damn.
Like
okay, so it
till
wasn't
later on.
No spiteful shit. It was just on like I didn't even know, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even know till at some point we were just talking about it. And he's like, "Oh, me too." Like,
that's crazy. That's funny though,
yeah.
Isn't it cool? Because you guys could low-key laugh about it.
But yeah, and then you realize how like the small the world is, and like how people really put themselves out there.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Yeah, that's wild. Oh my god, that's crazy. What else? Oh, are you still friends with those guys?
I'm be honest. If I am with one of them, with the other one, not so much, just because I work so much. They're more car people, and I kind of distance myself from that type of scene. It's just more like I'm focused on myself and my future.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's what's up. I was just asking, are they still with their girls?
Nah.
That's crazy. I was just making sure, like, because that's wild if it's like their main, you know?
Yeah, no, it was just like the temptation and curiosity on either side of trying to get with that person and all that. I mean, at the end of the day, guys will be dogs.
Period.
The saying is true. Whether guys say it or not, guys will always be dogs.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, anything else, guys? Anything else? Any advice you want to put out there?
No, the only thing was regarding the confidence time. I feel like another thing that I have gotten told a lot is that a lot of times guys, once they get in a relationship, they'll stop taking care of themselves. And like, you know, getting haircuts or like looking good. Just because you have a partner doesn't mean you gotta stop like going to the gym, working out, or doing the certain things. Or I feel like I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh, once you go away with somebody, they'll stop doing the things like getting them flowers, getting them roses, getting chocolates. I feel like a lot of times people say that they'll stop going on dates, and I feel like just because you have that person now doesn't mean you gotta do those certain things. I feel like going on dates, doing things keeps the flame going.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you can't stop dating that person, especially if they're your boo. I feel like it takes that equal effort.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to make like a bucket list for you guys to have to like, okay, this is what I would want us to do. I feel like planned things are always good too, like having a bucket list of what you guys both want to do or places you guys want to go see.
No, I definitely agree. So question, we asked, have you been in a serious relationship? How long was the serious relationship? Like, what's your longest relationship?
My longest relationship probably was like 3 years with that person that I consider.
Okay. I have been married for damn near 15 years, so 3 years feels like nothing, but it definitely is something.
I've had friends that have been together with their partner for like 10 years, and I'm just like, what is stopping you from getting married to that person? Like, you know, it's like you keeping your choices open, but it's just like, if you've been with that person for 10 years, like, what are you waiting for? A lot of people make the excuses of financial things, but I feel like if you're with somebody, I feel like financial things shouldn't really be an issue, because at the end of the day, you need to go through struggles with that person for you guys to become that strong couple.
Okay, but what is signing a piece of paper going to do that changes that? Because when you've been with someone and committed with them for so many years, what is signing a piece of paper going to do?
It doesn't even have to be signing a piece of paper. I feel like some people are like very religious. Like sometimes it's just a commitment to God that you made to somebody. Like at least so you go through your baptism, your confirmation, your communion. Like you do all those things to want to be able to get married. And some people like fantasize about getting married someday. That it's just part of their fantasies or like their dreams. Like, hey, I want to have a wedding. Like it's just part of their things that they want. Yeah, like a paper shouldn't mean anything, but like some people just fantasize since they were little, having that big wedding or just going through the aisle with that one special person.
Yeah. See, I feel like as a married woman, I love my husband. I've been married to him since I met him, and I literally was the one to be like, I'm going to marry you. And we were in high school, and I told him that sophomore year, and he was like, you are insane. And then, hello, you know? But
Yeah, 2 years in.
Yeah, no, I feel like as I got older, I don't want to say marriage changed, but I definitely knew and was more educated about it. I feel like the reality of when people do say there is certain things financially, I definitely agree. And it's not that I wouldn't marry my husband, but realistically, if I knew we only got one like first-time homeowner loan when you get married instead of two, for sure I would have waited, because I definitely support him buying his house, me buying another house if it's the second house that we live in, you know? Like, I just feel like financially there is a little bit more opportunity. Not that you're not going to struggle with them or not that you're not prioritizing them. I just think, you know, you have more benefits. And I feel like you shouldn't lose your benefits when you decide to be one, if that makes sense. Like, you should still have equal opportunity.
100%. And it doesn't only come to that, but like, I'll probably talk this off camera with you guys, but there's like for me, I'm waiting like to get married and all that, because I feel like you said, you lose a lot of benefits in certain things.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's nothing wrong with that response. I feel like sometimes you guys just need us, as long as you guys are on the same page. Exactly. And you guys are like both agreed on like, hey, like you sat down and like had that conversation. But a lot of the times people that have been together for so long are like, they're just waiting for it rather than sitting down with that person, having a serious talk. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I had this, it's not my business to put it out there, but I had a cousin that was with this girl for like 6 years. Mm-hmm. And this girl was like, let's get married. Mind you, this girl was super fucking smart. She went to UC Davis, she had everything set for herself. Yeah. And she would always like tell my cousin like, oh, let's get married. And like, he never did it. And to this day, my cousin is not married. Are they still together? Like, no. Okay, God. So with this girl, I guess they ended up going their own separate ways. Mm-hmm. And this girl literally, I think it was like 2 years later, ended up getting married to somebody else. And like, I even told my cousin like, damn, you're not heard about it? Like, bro, this girl would beg you like to get married to her. And like, sometimes, like I said, it's just a fantasy that girls want to. Yeah, it's just sometimes a girl wants to have that certain like, they have their dream of, or going through the aisle with that person. Mm-hmm. And if that person can't give it to you, or if that person not willing to commit to you, then like, sometimes you just gotta let go of that person.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's why those certain type of conversations should come up when getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Like, do you want kids? How do you feel about marriage? Because
religion.
Off the bat, if things aren't gonna work out, then there's no point in even pursuing it.
But you also gotta remember as well, though, as a guy, I'm not gonna lie, like, past me has done it to a point where I not those certain questions, but I bullshit certain things that women will ask me. Just because, just because it's like, yeah, it's easier. And then later on, you get to know the person, and you're like, oh, like maybe at that moment when you're having that conversation with somebody, I'm not saying that I bullshit it, but maybe at that point when you're getting to know that person, like you do want that, but essentially you start getting to, like you said, you start getting to know that person, and you're just like, okay, maybe I don't want that. But if like, I guess you could say things change throughout time. So if maybe you guys had that conversation when you guys first started, but if you're like 3-4 years in and you want to get married, have that conversation with somebody before you.
Communication is always key in any relationship, because if you're getting to that point in that relationship where you're like, you know what, marriage is not something that I see happening, then we need to have that conversation now rather than continuing this relationship and it getting further, and for what? We're both not on the same page. So keeping the communication open throughout the relationship keeps it from getting to that point.
Yep. And that's why I said, like, just because you've been with somebody for that certain long time, like, doesn't mean you gotta stop doing certain things. Like, always be you no matter what. Just because you have that person doesn't mean you gotta stop buying that person flowers, taking them out to dinner, or anything like that.
Well, that's facts. I agree. So would you like to get married in your future?
100%.
And I wanted to ask, are you in a relationship? What is your relationship status?
I plead the fifth. I will.
Podcast and be like, oh my God, he's the one.
It's not that. No, it's not that I don't have any. I just, no. It's not that. I just feel like it's nobody's people's business. At least that I've learned, it's not nobody's business to know whether you're in a relationship or not, or like if I'm struggling or anything like that. At the end of the day, that's my personal life. Yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, I'm a big believer in like. A lot of people, I've met a lot of girls that are like so big on social media. They're like, oh, I see this, I see that. But it's just like at the end of the day, you don't realize what they're going through behind doors or anything like that. As long as that person is giving you the time, giving you that reassurance, giving you that love that you deserve, I don't think social media or anybody should have to know like those certain details. Or you don't want people putting that bad juju or bad energy in the air towards your personal life.
No, I hear that. I agree. I literally just released my episode about getting stalkers from social media, and like that's why I had to remove everything, because these people are adding my family, adding my husband. Like it's just sickening, you know. People are fucking weird.
Or it's like you post something and then people start sharing it, and it's just like you become a conversation, and it's just like that's nobody's fucking business. Like it just gets you like questioning yourself, like what the fuck are they talking about you, or like what is going on, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, I get it. It's okay. We have a carpet cleaner. It'll suck. They have like I pay for that shit. We bought like a smelly good carpet cleaner. Yeah, no, that's facts. All right. Is there any advice to anyone you want to lace them up with?
No, I don't really have any advice. If anybody has questions or feels bothered about something I said or wants to have a whole like argument regarding it, hey, I'm always up for a conversation or like an argument. Okay. You know, I'm always open to, or even people reach out to you or feel like something like, I would love to hear other people's responses of how they feel that what I have to say.
All right. And last question, what are your red flags?
You know what's crazy? That's when getting to know somebody, that's always the first question I ask somebody. I feel like my first two questions are, what are your red flags? Or what are your toxic traits? And what are your healthy traits? That's always a big question for me.
Okay,
that's my first two questions.
First. What's your toxic trait?
Honestly, before I would say that I would have a lot of trust issues, but I feel like you grow out of all that, and now I think my only red flag is that I'm an overthinker. I always overthink situations more than I should. Yeah, I always think situations more than I should, or like I just get in the head like, oh, what is that person thinking? Or like, let's say I get into an argument with my partner, I'll be like, okay, like I want to fix things there and then, and if it doesn't, like they just want their space, I start overthinking it within myself. And like, oh, what if they don't want me, or like, what if they're gonna leave me, type things, you know?
Yeah. So do you think that's an insecurity though?
No, maybe just because of my past trauma that I would never get reassurance or the words of affirmation that I feel like I deserve.
No, I hear that. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now what are the red flags? What are your red flags? That's a hell no.
For me, from a girl?
Mm-hmm. You did with kids for sure.
I mean, it just depends. I feel like you really can't judge anybody for like, you know, the things they've been through. Because I've had homies that have dated girls with kids and they're happy together and all that. But I feel like for me, something that I wouldn't date a girl for, I know looks shouldn't be a thing, but like I feel like you guys, someone has to have like a nice personality. You gotta have like a nice smile. Don't make yourself seem open to the market, knowing damn well you're talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Or like seeing somebody.
But you also said privacy. So where do you draw the line? Like, okay, this is perfect actually. So does social media affect your relationship? And does it play a big role?
Hell no.
No?
Hell no.
But you just said you have to be publicized. You
No,
said
no, no.
don't
I don't
act
have.
like
I don't.
you're not talking to someone.
Yeah. But I'm saying like certain
And you're
posts
well known
like.
on social media, so how does that make you feel? Do you look at how many
Okay.
followers the woman has? Do you get crazy over her
No,
likes?
no, hell no, hell no.
Facts.
But I'm talking in the sense of a girl would like post like those writings like, oh, who's gonna get me a spooky basket for like October, knowing damn well you have a man. Like,
but I
you're
want
just
my
trying to
bitches
conquer
to get me
yourself.
spooky baskets too. Like,
But you know damn well,
I'm
deep
just
inside,
saying, fuck
but
the
a
guys.
deep
The
inside,
girls are
but
the ones who care about that shit. They be
But-
hella cute with it. I'm just saying, like, I be hinting.
but
to
that's
my
not
bitches
how all
too.
guys see it though. But that's not how all guys see it
Oh,
though.
yeah,
A lot of
no,
guys will see it that's for the opportunity to hit you up,
I hear
or even
that.
then like.
It's thirsty.
Like,
It's giving thirsty.
yeah.
I just feel like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously, you know my presence on social media. I feel like I talk my shit. I'm honest. I post things that are hilarious or that's just like funny as fuck. But at the end of the day, social media is not a dating site. And like, I think a lot of men use it as that for a platform because they're thirsty as fuck, or, you know, they just want to like have eye candy. But it's like, if you ask me, am I single? Block. Because I am not trying to get to know anybody. I'm literally posting my regular everyday activities, and my husband's right on my side. Or he's the one taking my pictures for me. So
And you post them and all that. So it's just like, at the end of the day, sometimes we look for any opportunity to hit you up. That's what I'm saying.
Weird.
Like, sometimes girls will look for opportunity. They'll post something knowing damn well they want the attention from, like, other people. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes people will go out of the way to look for attention from other people,
No, I do hear
knowing
that.
you have somebody that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing, though, that I have.
Okay. So, do you want your girl to be on social media? Like, does that bother you?
Nah, it doesn't really bother me in the sense that.
Oh, wait, you said she wouldn't care if she had an OnlyFans either, right?
You wouldn't care.
Nah.
Oh, shit, that's crazy. I mean, hello.
No.
You did say you had some situations.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like if you do it, you do it. And, like, as long as you guys aren't, like, involving, like, let's say you have a family and all that, like, that potentially hurt you in the future, whether it's your job or anything like that, it shouldn't matter. Like, let's say you have your own business or anything like that, like, and you want to have that and it's bringing you income, like, get your bag, do what you got to do.
Yeah. No, that's facts. What else?
Here's my question. Now I got to ask you the question. What are your guys' red flags?
My red flags is communication. I definitely look at hygiene. I look at teeth. I feel like teeth are a big red flag for me because if you don't take care of your teeth, you don't take care of your hygiene. I don't like smokers. That's a big ass red flag. Cigarette smokers is fucking disgusting. Weed is fine, but even then, if you smoke a lot of backwoods, I look at you funny because whiten your fucking teeth. Like, you know, I whiten teeth. Anything else? What are my other red flags? I feel like those are my big ones. That's it. Oh, and obviously, job, that's mandatory. You know, you should have goals, your car, like, just regular adult things, realistically.
Now that you bring that up,
Go ahead.
Now that you bring it up, my other questions that I always ask people when getting to know somebody is I always ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Period.
Like, I feel like those are, like, top 3 questions because I want to know where do you see yourself? Like, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Or any of those type of things?
Yeah. No, I definitely... You're stupid as hell. Okay. He wants... That's terrible. He wants to know your red flags. Can you tell me your red flags?
So mine are a little bit different because I'm older. So I've been through some shit in life already, and I've been through relationships, and I know what I want and what I deserve. So I look at particular things like you have to have a car, you have to have a job. I prefer you to have your own spot, but if you live with mom and dad, it better be because you're helping mom and dad keep their home or taking care of mom and dad. But it shouldn't be because you can't afford to live on your own. Again, I understand circumstances, so that does take into a play. But again, I do have some high standards. Kids, I have kids. I am a single mother. My kids are older. I can no longer have kids. So if a man wants kids, nah, you're out. You're done. No need to even continue the conversation because I'm not going to have kids anymore. Don't want them. I'm good. If you have multiple baby mamas, you're out. I'm done. Don't do that. Hygiene, of course, massive one. I like guys' ears. I like guys' feet. If you don't take care of your feet get you through life. I'm sorry. Kick rocks. I'm done. That's pretty much about it.
Oh, and you have to match sex drive.
Oh, yes. And if you're not on my level sexually,
sex drive is a big thing. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. You know, I used to, not that I would argue, but when people would be like, no, it's not, I'm like, it really is. Like, physical touch, everybody needs it. And it's like, yeah, I get it. There's times, sometimes you're just exhausted. But at the end of the day, like, at least some form of physical touch, Sometimes
physical touch could also be used as, at least for me, it could be used as reassurance. Like, oh, you're still into me. You still want me like that. You still crave me like that.
Yeah, no, that's facts. And I feel like for men naturally have a higher sex drive. Men crave that touch, realistically. I think majority of the men who I interviewed were all physical touch. All of them. And they said it sucks when you get in a relationship with someone and then slowly they stop touching. And I think that's fucking insane. Like, I don't want to take my hands off my husband. I want to lick him every fucking day. But I think, like, how can you get married and all of a sudden you don't want to touch your partner?
People wonder why they cheat.
Mm-hmm. Or, like, the people who have kids and then all of a sudden don't have sex. Like, bitch, you made a baby. Like, what? I don't know. It's just wild. And obviously I don't have kids, so, who am I to say anything? But I don't know. I think it's wild.
And then it's not just physical touch, though, when it comes to the...
Yeah, but it's a release of oxytocin.
No, I'm talking about that.
Oh.
I meant, like, the whole sexual thing. Like, it can't just be like, oh, the sex is good. No, it has to be connection sexually. It has to be, if I'm into this, you're so into it, too. Mm-hmm. You're down for it. And if you're not on that level of my freakiness, then I'm at the point, like I said, I'm at the point with my age where I'm done entertaining. Period. I'm going to get what I want. And,
period.
Yeah.
Yeah. And adding to that, I feel like a lot of times past tense I've came across girls that they didn't say they didn't have kinks or anything like that. And then I showed them a little bit of what my kinks were, and they're like, okay, like, I fuck with that. And I even had girls like that would tell me before, or like, you gave me that kink. I feel like a lot of people are not open on trying new certain things, and I feel like that's sometimes big in a relationship because that's what keeps the fire going sometimes.
Right. Do you want to disclose your kink? Because everyone did in the I Didn't Come at 3 a.m. episode.
I feel like for me, it has to do, like, with spitting in the mouth. I feel like...
I love that shit.
Like, you gotta choke that person and, like, spit in their mouth type shit.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. So and I'm not... Another thing is, I'm not a feet person, but for some reason, like, when the girl's on the bottom and you're doing your own thing, and, yeah, for you to get involved, I feel like women get a sixth sense, and... Yeah, if y'all haven't tried it, chat, y'all gotta try that shit. Trust me.
You need it. Say that.
Girls love it. They do. They love it. A lot of guys aren't into it. A lot of guys find it weird. I'm not saying when I get off work, suck my toes. I mean, hey, I have one that will. But, it's a whole nother sense. It's a whole nother way of touch. Mm-hmm. It's a whole nother sense that you're creating. It's just, oh, fuck, I love it. Are you a freak?
Honestly, yeah, I honestly would really consider myself a freak because I've tried shit that I'm just like, okay.
Oh man, we're gonna have to bring him into one of the freaks come out at night.
He said he would as soon as he finishes your trucking season, right?
Yeah.
He works right now like 14, 20 hours.
Oh, okay, yeah, we definitely.
I'm about to wake up at 11 to go to get up for work. So yeah. But yeah, shouldn't be bad.
Okay, yeah,
but yeah, I'm down for that episode.